Good evening, welcome. I'm Rochelle Horvath, and I am part of Rochelle Magic Weaver. And to start off, I guess give the schedule for March. So, being a part of the Magic Weaver community, you can find out the details there if you just go to www.rochellemagicweaver.com. And we have a membership section, and in that membership section we have group sessions, and the group sessions are different types of meditation that take place through the month. So for March's schedule, we have Thursday the 6th, and that one's a healing, downloads, and code activations from 1 until 2 p.m. Saturday, we have on the 8th, interactive from 1 until 2 again. Sunday the 16th, light language channeling. On Thursday, that's from 11 till 2. Thursday the 20th, we have healing and download activations again from 1 until 2 p.m. Saturday the 22nd is interactive meditation, and that's from 1 till 2. Sunday the 30th, we have light language channeling from 1 until 11 till 2 o'clock. My tongue is awfully tied today. So even if you are unable to attend these in real time via the Zoom link, each one of these are recorded, except for the interactive. Those are recorded and then just shared with the members that were there, because it's difficult to connect in. You wouldn't be able to do it unless you're there for the interactive meditation. So we're also starting to plan and get ready for weekend retreats, 3-day events. So we're starting to look at the month of May and June. So if you're interested in taking in a 3-day retreat, I suggest you start saving up now and getting ready. I'll be posting those here in the very near future. Hi, Gwen. And Terica, hello. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's been a very long time. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So yes, memberships for the Magic Weaver community is $35 for the year, and you receive 25% off the group sessions. And there we have 6 of them this month, as well as every Wednesday night when I'm doing a live presentation. 50% off for each referral, and free birthday sessions, as well as there's some other benefits that you can look up when you go online to my website. So this month and these last few weeks have been quite interesting. The Schumann's resonance has been very fluctuating. It usually sits at about 7.83 hertz, and lately it has been very active, bouncing all over the place. It impacts us directly in regards to our moods. It actually affects the earth as well. So many things are taking place as this is fluctuating, as well as we have the planets doing all their wonderful things. So those who are connected, especially, are feeling it physically. Some people may not even be noticing anything going on. So just depending on where you are in your growth and in your journey. So tuning into 7.83 hertz has many benefits. Like memory can improve many things with your memory, and enhances our learning abilities. It connects us right in. So if you're struggling with memory, if you are on the journey of learning some new things, perhaps even going to school right now, transferring over this information. If you play 7.83 hertz in the background, you will benefit. You never don't benefit from it. So studies have shown even blood pressure has lowered while playing this. So enhancing the Schumann's resonance days compared to normal days. When we are deprived of this exposure, then you hear people talking about that they've had migraines. There's different headaches, emotional distress, where they're upset, things are going on, all of a sudden you're on an emotional roller coaster. So, and different health problems occurring as well. So when those things are being interfered with, definitely see different things going on, and it affects us in many ways. Hi, Diane. So as we are ascending, as the world is changing, we ascend with Earth. We ascend with Mother Earth. And you will experience, perhaps right now, many of you are experiencing troubles with sleep. So depression, or that's all you're doing is sleeping. One or the other. You're waking up, you're sporadic, things are definitely being affected. So you will find as you're ascending that these things are compressing. They are happening as you're ascending. It's taking place pretty regular. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for joining. So many of these things, I know with myself, sleep disruption, definitely. Waking up, what I tend to do during that time when I wake up in the middle of the night is either I get down to my notebook and I'm planning things. That's where some of my best ideas come from. I know I've spoke to many people, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's where the idea started, or that's when I decided I had to change these things. It's when we're most in tune to spirit. So those doorways are wide open. Hi, Brianna. We've got lots of new people popping in, lots of old people popping in I haven't seen or felt for a long time, so that's awesome. So within, like I was saying, this week, I've had many changes, many events taking place, change. And the hardest thing we have to do in our life is change. Stop doing what we're doing and bring something new in. So I know along my family lines, we've got a lot of generational healing going. Lots of shifting, lots of different things taking place. Life is changing quite drastically. I know for myself recently, my grandson came for a visit, decided to stay. So that has brought me into a whole different role again. So many things are changing, and we have to be able to bend in the wind like a tree, allow those changes to take place. When we are so stiff, those things, that struggle, we become our own friction. So how can we allow ourselves to let go? So right now, with the residents and with things that are going on in our world and in our lives, the road of agony. So this journey into the dark, some people are going deep, dark into the dark soul of ourselves, looking at the ugliness in ourselves. Of course, first we see it in others, because we are that mirror. When you realize what you're seeing in others is really taking part within yourself, and that you have to step into that, feel those emotions, feel that ugliness, and allow it to just go. So one must walk through the passage in order to confront ourselves. That is the road of agony. That's the dark soul, the shadow side of ourselves. There's so many different little phrases that we use to describe that. But we have to remember, we have to love that side. We are of dark and we are of light, yin and yang. We are both. Without one, there is not the other. So if you do not see the dark, if you do not experience the dark, you don't know what the light is. So we have to be able to walk in this path. It enables you to make the corrections and the changes in this lifetime. So it's no more playing games at this point. Many people are realizing that time is of the essence. The clock is ticking. So the shift could be one of the greatest moments in your life if you allow it to be. Or it can be that agony. It can be that horrid place. So I especially know so many that are moving through all of these shifts. And as other events happen and trigger us into taking a look inside of ourselves, we are energy, and we attract like energy. So if we are in an ugly place, we're going to be noticing a lot of ugly things. We're going to be attracting that definitely into our lives. So one must remember that energy can be in many different aspects of our being, right? Happiness, abundance, pain, the bad elements, and love. That's all a part of us. And as we attract these energies, we heal the energies within ourselves. So no matter who you think's to blame for all these emotions, all these energies, we love to do that. We love to say, well, if he hadn't have done this, I would be fine. If so-and-so wouldn't have done that, then everything would be just fine. I said, but you got to remember, we are the common denominator. We are that mirror. We are that reflection. So if we don't do what we need to do, then we're not going to be having that change taking place. And we are that friction. Hi, Chandri. Thanks for joining. So, always remembering that we are that mirror. Always thinking about, and you know what? If we don't feel the ugly things and we don't experience it, knowing it's us, not everything else around us. Those little miracles that are created during our creative chaos, nothing will take place. We have to have that chaos, the craziness, the events in our life that really shift, that really jolt us into our realities. So those things, they need to take place so that we are able to see the miracles that are around us. This day was just awful. You cried at work and had to take off. You went boxing and you feel better. That's good that you're able to go and find a way to release that energy. So not many of us do this enough. It's important for us to release these energies out of our bodies. Shaking. As a kid, if you think of it, having a temper tantrum on the floor, they are just like ridding their body of all of that energy. So Get down on the floor. Kick and scream. Be angry. Take a bat and bring it across your chakras. A bat, I have a fish bat. I use a fish bat, so it's something you bonk a fish with. And it looks like a little baseball bat. And I take it across my chakras, and then I swing it and I hit it. So I use my bed, or I'll go outside and I'll do it against an old log that's on the ground and just hit it. And be angry and get mad at all those things. Bring those things up and out and scream and yell and swear and just release it until you're sweating, till you're crying, until it is just, there's nothing left to get out. And then take that bat or that stick, whatever you're using again. Another good one is a tennis racket or a badminton racket. And then bring in the positive things. I am worthy. I am loved. And bang it again until you're sweating, until you're exhausted from bringing in that new energy. Allow your body to release it. Allow your mind to let it go. Though I love, it's a wonderful way to get rid of it. So I tend to do it when nobody's home. I pick a time when nobody's around and I go in and I beat the hell out of my bed, or go outside and I beat the hell out of a log, and I feel wonderful after, yelling and screaming and letting it out. That is so important. Our body does it by sneezing, burping. It's releasing, sweating. All those things are releasing those energies. You ever notice that sometimes you sweat and it's like, oh my God, I'm putrid. That is all that negative, ugly energy coming out. My grandma, when you would get a pimple on your face, she would tell me that was the ugly coming out. Your body was getting rid of that yucky stuff. So find a way to release. Find a way to make yourself so that you're able to let that all go. Hi, Valerie. I'm so glad you got to join. I hope hubby's starting to feel better. Oh, Chandra, you did have a heck of a day, didn't you? Scream singing. Yeah, that's another thing. Get going in the car. Get that music playing. Dance. Shake your body. Shake it all out. You take on a lot of elderly sometimes. It's hard to shake their energy. Okay, there again. Not your energy, so how are we releasing it? So today was a big thing. So whales have been just, for the last week and a half. Whales. It started about 3 or 4 days. So Thursday, I'd say, I started getting little things, whales popping up here and there. So by Sunday, we were doing a generational session. My son was involved, and the whales were so strong. Whale come forward as well for the work what we were doing. So in that, right, as we've been actually talking, the energy starting to already shift in, and those whale energies are coming in. Okay, well, good to hear that there's some difference. So we're just going to start pumping this whale energy, these frequencies of our these amazing beings that we share this earth with. So whale energy brings in and embodies the wisdom of strength and the profound bond with nature. They're symbolic custodians of the earth's mysteries. So we're just starting to, some of you may start feeling it coming across within the chest. So The Haida people in the Inuit view whales as guardians and spiritual mentors. They are humanity's forebearers, and they carry the vital spiritual knowledge. They're Earth's record keepers for all of time. And then when a whale enters your life, it's time to really start examining what emotions are connected to you, what is taking place during this time that these whales are appearing and popping into your lives. Perhaps just they could be coming across your feeds when you're scrolling. They could be, you could go to the doctor's office and there's a magnificent photo of a whale. Perhaps there's programs, or if you are a person who draws cards, spiritual cards of any type, and they're coming forward for you, know that it's time to listen to your inner voice. They are that of communication. They symbolize powerful energies of water, and they connect to the ancient knowledge of all times. So they represent money, prosperity in the feng shui world. So it's interesting how they come forward. So right now I can feel throat chakra and definitely in the heart. So in the last couple of weeks, I noticed we've been working within like 3 chakras here. Throat, the heart, and the solar plexus have been the main connecting, opening them up. So getting you connected from the root all the way up, opening these up. You've seen glowing lights and a whale swimming. And you think how communal whales are, generational. They have generation after generation that are swimming together, sharing the knowledge, using that sonar, that frequency, they're bouncing it, that is coming through. And if we remember water, it keeps the memory of everything. So these being combined together with the whale. Whale reminds me much of an elephant, never forgetting. Right? We have the large elephant that wanders the earth, that doesn't forget anything. Very, very similar to what this whale brings forward as well. So we got a lot of people here. Froggy throat I'm getting. So if you'd like to focus your mind, right? Thought dictates reality. So focus in on your throat chakra, focusing in on bringing forward that clear communication, bringing forward the knowledge to use a kinder, gentler way, softer words, softer way of bringing that. Lungs and heart. So, and with heart, we have, it holds anger, and it holds love, and it holds joy. So that's pretty important right there. So, and there again, in this wiggly woggly time we're in, and on that journey, in that deep road, we're on the road of agony. So what is shifting? What things are needing to shift? What are you willing to let go of? What are you willing to let go of? That is the biggest part. I've said it over and over and over again. There's times when I am irritated and frustrated with my partner, with my husband, and then I turn and look in the mirror, because the things I'm actually frustrated with him are the same things that I am neglecting to do myself. So how are we willing to step forward? Are we willing to let go of those things? Are we willing to step into our own shoes and do the work that's required to make that change, to allow that motion? Here and now, I'm feeling more back into the chest. So that's expansion again, I'm feeling, allowing that to open and expanding into the heart now. So often here in the blame game, instead of looking at ourselves, we are blaming others, pointing the fingers towards others. So in that that environment is kind of toxic. That makes me think of what the whales are swimming in right now. They're swimming in dirty, toxic water. It's what we've done there. So how can we assist them? Bringing forward water cleansing and purification. All you have to do is take a glass of water. Mine's filtered so that no chlorine and such, as much as possible, comes out, and then I let it sit for another 24 hours, usually on the counter, so that it's out of the elements, and it allows the rest of the chemicals to dissipate. Then I took my hand and I put my intention into the water, bringing love and healing into that water. So not only does that cleanse us, I usually take a jar of water down to the lake or down to the creek or down to my pond, because that all drains into the waterways. And I bless the water with that, allowing that to assist. So to assist all our animals in the water, the seawater. Our water is very toxic right now. So that's one thing we can do to help assist them, which also helps manifest and bring things forward in our world. So if you're able to assist that way, do a water ritual, do a prayer over the water, and bring it forward for our wonderful beings of the ocean. So now I felt that we've just dropped down into the solar plexus. Got lots of different color changes going on with the frequency as well. Some of you maybe experienced something. If you are, please share. Do you feel this as it's going down? Still froggy in the throat, but right now we're working down into that solar plex, into the stomach area. Moving air, moving gas. It's definitely coming forward. And the throat, I believe, will clear as we are going through this energy right now. So what have you been experiencing this week? Because Chandri's already said she's been having quite the day. She's had lots of things taking place. Brianna as well, she's taking care of the elderly. So there you get a lot of confusion in the mind, frustration, Alzheimer's, I know, and dementia that can create horrible moods with the people, with the elderly. So kids, how have they been reacting the last few days? I know there's been some turbulence with the kids I know. Some have been very frustrated, acting out, very angrily. Oh, definitely there's oil. There are so many toxins in the water. The amount of plastics from what we are calling recycling, which isn't happening. They're putting our garbage on barges and they're dumping it in the ocean. They take it cross to China, they strip it down, and then what's left, it gets dumped into the water. So we have polluted this earth horribly, horribly. What you said, I don't want to be here, I don't want to go. A lot of your elderly people, that is definitely, I know many who are voicing themselves in that manner. And I know lots of young people. The change in the frequency and the things that are taking place, because if we don't stop what we're doing and do something else, we're staying in that energy. So it's difficult, right? They're struggling, they're having a hard time. So, and you can't help somebody who doesn't want help. We have to only understand that we can help ourselves. We can be an example. We can assist those who call upon us to assist them. Other than that, if somebody does not want your assistance, it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to reciprocate anything. Yeah, it's difficult. And it's difficult then, Chandri, I'm sure, to stay in a positive light when you're hearing all of these negative things, and that people are not wanting to be existing in this time anymore. It would be very difficult. So here again, I can feel the shift. We're in the back of the heart now, right in the back. So the back is that area where we hide. We take our emotions that we don't want people to see. So things that have happened to us and things we've done to others, we shove that into our backs. And that's where that energy right now has taken us. Very strong seeing and experiencing that. So some of you, it's almost like there's like a nail, I almost want to say, poking you in the back. There's this sharpness, and it's giving you a jab. It's saying, pay attention to me. So bringing in the energy with each breath in, bringing it into that space, into the back. Perhaps it's in the back of the throat. Wherever you're experiencing any discomfort or pain, bring that energy in there with each breath in. Like I said, this energy of the whales is unbelievable. It's full of knowledge. With each time we do this, we bring in the information. Perhaps it opens a door inside our wonderful soul that allows us to fly free. Perhaps it gives us that little bit of a nudge that we need to move forward. So just allow that energy to come in, and with each breath, just release it. Allow it to blow out, even if you sigh it out. A deep sigh. Allow yourself to breathe in deep. Expand your chest. Expand the ribs. Blow out your belly. And then just let it go. Let it go hard. Breathe it out. Lots of movement. Lots of movement going on with everyone. I'm sure you'll notice it. And then within the next day or so, you'll get a few aha moments. And that's because you've allowed this energy to dissipate, to leave the body. So you've made room for the new information, bringing in new knowledge. So the more we are willing to release, the more we're willing to let this all go. Oh, somebody here doesn't like what they've been seeing. When my eyes start doing that, and the light got quite bright, there's somebody here who really, 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 really doesn't like what you've been seeing. So you're becoming more aware of the truth, the realities of what's taking place as compared to what you thought they were. So that can become quite disturbing. And that's okay. it's part of the awakening. It's a part of coming to this realization of what is really taking place, what's going on. There we go. So usually we're not able to change what's going on. As I always say, turn off the news. Turn off the programs. Oh, Valerie, it's you. Okay. Yes, when we start seeing the truth for what it really is, seeing and question it, question everything. There's a saying, believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see. And the more people are realizing that the TV stations are all owned by those who are putting out the different propagandas and the different things that we've been experiencing and seeing for most of our lives. So that's very difficult. You've got tired eyes and you're because of less sleep, okay? There's definitely somebody who doesn't like what they're seeing as things. And always know this, the truth is quite quiet. And when there's lies, it's loud. So the louder they are on TV and on the programs about what's going on, notice that loud, it's loud. And remember that the truth is quite quiet. Often the truth goes unsaid. There we go. So now there's some downloads and codes that are starting to enter into the system. And this has to do with definitely ancient knowledge, bringing forward knowledge, showing much about how this has taken place over and over and over and over again. None of this is new. Have you ever noticed none of the songs, there's no new songs. You don't hear or see any real new shows. They're always about the same things over and over and over and over and over again. We have nothing new taking place other than the awareness of the truth, awareness of the things that have been false. Those are things that are about the only things that are new. But then you'll also see that people have been attempting to bring other people's awareness to this forever and ever. There's always been a group that has been off to the side saying, I know something different. There is something different going on, and you're not seeing it. So if times I sound kind of vague, it's because I can't say certain words or things, otherwise I won't be able to do my lives. The more you're boisterous about that, the more we're cut off. So sometimes we go about it in a roundabout way. The most important part is that everyone is just becoming aware of their bodies, their mind, understanding that thought dictates your reality, that we have these two sides, the dark and the light, and that we have to be able to walk through change. We have to be willing to stop doing what we're doing in order to see change. Have you been sick a lot? Have you been sick constantly? What are you doing that keeps bringing you back to that space? What is going on? What's the reality of it? I went pixelated. It just shows the difference in the frequency and what's maybe taking place. Yes, lots of your readings are coming out. You look at a lot of the ancient prophecies, especially the native prophecies. Um, those are ringing so true, and so many things coming through with that, right? So, and the teachings, all those teachings. There's a pain in your back that feels stuck. Okay, Sandy, let's focus on that spot. That's strong. So there's some things, Sandy, that once you're willing to stop doing what you're doing, and that could be many different things, right? It could be, we sit in so many different spaces in our life. Victim, perhaps the aggressor, wanting to change others, right? So that's where this energy is sitting. It's something that you need to look at yourself within, so that you're able to stop doing what you're doing so you can move forward. That could be wanting and always reaching out to assist others. Then we don't have to focus on ourselves, right? If we are helping somebody else, or if we're doing this, then we're too busy to sit and look in that mirror. Looking in the mirror is not easy. It's not a fun place sometimes. Sometimes it's the most ugliest place you ever didn't imagine. So I can understand why they would call it the road to agony. We have to see that dark. We have to see that ugly side. We have to understand, feel it. Feel the emotion. Allow that emotion to be felt and experienced, so that you are able to let it go. Once you've experienced it, once you are able to step through that, it's amazing how light and how enjoyable and how peaceful life becomes. There we go. For a time, that's all I was seeing, was all the ugly in this world. Everything around me, everybody around me. All I seen was their dark shadow. And it puts you in a horrifying place, I must say, when we're not grounded down, when we're not where we need to be, when we allow ourselves to be taken into that high, and away we go. So you have to be willing to stop doing what you're doing in order for that change to come forward. So life's experiences, right, Chandri? It takes us into that anger, the anger in our heart, where we're only seeing that side. And then the blame, how are we a part of that? How are we able to step away from that? Here we go. We're back into the front chest. Hopefully, Sandy, you feeling some relief now, because now it just very strong right into the center, right in the thymus here, right in the center circle. So the thymus is another thing. If you ever find you get startled, tap your thymus. Brings your body back to the now. Stops that cortisol from moving through the body. So tapping our thymus, it also helps with our immune system. You've been catching lots of colds. Tapping the thymus will assist you in bringing back some wonderful energy. It helps get things moving again. You get startled easy. So that's your fight and flight. That's because you are always in that ready mode. So how can you start bringing yourself out of that fight or flight mode all the time? Tapping that thymus will help bring some balance into that and allow you to not. I used to, we'd come around the corner. I had a son he loves to scare you. He's nothing, he gets such a charge out of that. He laughs quite hard when people get startled fast. So from the time he was a kid, he would love to come up behind me and spook me and scare me. So those things keep you on edge. So finding a way to find that peace so that you're not startled, you're not always ready to act. Now it takes a lot to startle me. But when I do, I tap my thymus right away. There we go. Now that's starting to move up into the third eye. I can feel a lot of energy moving there. So that's connecting now. From the root chakra, you should be able to feel it deep in the root. And we're joining all the way up, connecting them all the way to the third eye. Bringing these all together so that they're turning as they should be. Getting those chakras moving in the right directions, bringing that balance, connecting them together. And you can thank the whales energy for that today. That's definitely whale frequency. Go on YouTube and tap yourself in whale frequency, even whale songs, things like that. Play them. Allow that energy to flow. Bring in that knowledge, that wisdom, that ancient communication. They click. They make all kinds of interesting noises. I'm sure before we started doing this so much, we are the ones who make all the noise on this earth. We are very loud. All the other animals, if you think about it, are very quiet and peaceful. The birds do the most, and to me, they just make beautiful music. So I don't notice it as much as something irritating. I know some people get quite frustrated in the summer and spring when they're coming and they're singing in the morning. Their singing actually wakes up everything else and gets that frequency and that motion of the earth moving. Even the dew in the morning, it also has a frequency in it that is totally different than regular water and what's going on. Reminds me of a very low vibration. Strong. It would be so connected, right? That grandfather, the quiet one, but everyone's always interested in what he's got to say or wants to be within his presence because his knowledge is so strong and that vibration is comfortable, it's warm, it's welcoming. There, we're really expanding. I could feel in my jaw almost going out like this, right along the jawline. Going from the third eye, it's making almost like a triangle here. Oh, and I'm looking at my hair and I have to go and get my hair-me-do done at the little shack with the big heart. Get Sheena from Prestige to get my hair done. Get me a hair-me-do. There we go. I can feel that in the back now, in the back of the heart, right in the back, expanding, opening up along the neck. Even, I'd love it if you share. So even if you share in a private message, DM me in regards to some of the experiences you have during the lives with the energies that are coming in. If you're willing to share, it's always wonderful and awesome to hear other people's experiences. And then it's okay if you don't experience anything. It's okay if you're not really feeling anything. Those of you who do feel, it's wonderful to hear the stories. Thank you, Valerie. You're beautiful. So much wisdom. There's some of you I've been able to connect with for so many years. We live across the world from each other. It's so amazing to be able to share and to know that energy is shared just in this way as we get together, as we have these experiences, that we can share this energy. We just have to open it up, allow it to flow out. There's always, there's that someone, whenever you go to a certain place, and there's that one person you just hope you're going to see them that day. They are open. They are sharing. They're allowing that frequency to flow. Tingling in your feet, that's a good one. That really shows that grounding down. Foot tapping. Okay. Lots of good energy taking place this evening. Lots of opening up. Now I can feel it down through the arms and the back of the arms. So a lot of you are just starting to just totally relax, totally allowing that energy to flow, allowing that information to come in, and allowing what's not serving your highest good is just pumping and flowing out. And who would have thought? It's as easy as breathing, allowing the breath to come in, allowing the breath to go out, and that's what's releasing everything from the body. Your mind saying, okay, go, get out of here. Make room for the new stuff. It's like cleaning. My kids at Christmas time, they would have to go through all their toys and clean their room and go through clothes that they weren't wearing anymore and everything, so that could be traded off and shared with somebody else and made room for the new things that came in. So, and right now, spring's coming. It's that spring cleaning, right? We've been hibernating kind of winter. Not so much this year. We've had a pretty pleasant winter, so I noticed I haven't been hibernating as much. But I definitely have noticed in the last couple weeks, I've been puttering about getting rid of this, getting rid of that, and starting to pull those things out. So the same thing goes on here. Start pulling out that energy, that discomfort in the body that isn't serving your highest good. Get it moving. Have it move out. Allow all those dead cells. Once we get sick, so our body, the dead cells, right? We're not really eating. We're not doing those things we normally would be doing because our body's not wanting to be replenished yet. But when we do replenish after we've been sick, be sure it's healthy. Be sure you're feeding yourself good things, cleansing that body from everything that's taken place. What can you do during that time to help clean it? So that's kind of like after a winter. Your body's not feeling well, it's shifting out, it's cleansing itself. Now we're going down the spine, I'm seeing. Kind of vertebrae at a time, and we're kind of in the middle of the back. Just lower, if you're a woman, just lower than the bra strap would be. Just right there in that lower back, kind of where we sit all day and it just sitting there. So, and then to me, it comes straight across to the stomach. So if you were heavy in your stomach, so allow that energy to flow, allow that stomach to open up and release that energy that's just sitting in there. It's heavy, like big piece of heavy bread. There we go. And somebody right here in the palm got sharpness. So, and then our hands, like our ears and our feet, they are connected to every one of the organs in our body. These are the road maps of our body, the ears, the hands, and the feet. So reflexology is a wonderful method to help release and move that. The energy gets stuck in our hands. It needs to flow from our hands and from our feet, as well as the ears. So massaging your ears, massaging your hands and feet. This, for whoever is experiencing this, is super important. I'm noticing a lot of heat. So get yourself massaged. Even if you do it yourself, really get in there. Move the tissues around, get them moving. And then you'll notice heat, and it's okay. Let your hands be warm and hot like that. It's expelling that energy out of there. Now we're moving back to the front of the chest and starting to open up that heart chakra again. Chandri. It's for the most positive thing is to get out of your own way. You keep blocking your own path. So allow these things to take place. We have to have that chaos in order for the miracles to take place. So we want the positive all the time. It doesn't work that way. If there is no chaos, if there is no disruption, there can't be any of the other. Does that make sense? So once it starts moving, flowing, and more peaceful and calm, then you know you have moved through that dark road, that road of agony. You're moving out of that shadow self. We have to experience these things first. There you go. So that's 2 of us. I bet you there'll be a 3rd. Nope. Just sit back and say, okay, Chandri. Let go of what's not serving you. Let it flow. What do you have to stop doing in order to see that change? In order for that merry-go-round to stop. So now I'd just like to thank the whales that have assisted, the energy of the ocean that came forward. Thank them for their knowledge and their wisdom, the frequency and sonar that's been exchanged here today. And you'll notice as that energy now is starting to shift away, and as we start coming back down to our own frequencies now, your ears are buzzing. Okay, so staying in the here and now. If we live in the past, we cannot move forward in the future. It won't let us live. It really won't let you live. It just continues that circular path, and you do not want to be on that circular path. Thank you for always joining, Chandri. It's always wonderful to feel your energy. Always feel a difference. Every day is a difference. Every Wednesday when everybody comes together, I can usually tell most of the people who are here and how that energy has changed and how it shifts every week. And people are moving. Even though some days it probably doesn't feel like it, you are shifting, you are moving. Every day we make one little step. It makes such a huge difference. Huge. So the more you plug in to places like this, there's many places you can plug in. Make sure you hop on, you get in there, you join communities that are like-minded and are there to assist. If it makes you feel better and it makes you feel the difference, then that's the best thing you can do for yourself. You're welcome, Sandy. Thank you, Valerie. It must be so late at your place right now. My gosh. Usually I know you usually do the rerun the next day. So it's so awesome. Thank you for staying up so late to be here with us and sending many healing prayers and unknown angels to your husband. I'm glad you enjoy it. And like I said, those of you who are a member of Magic Weaver community, plug in, take advantage of the group sessions. There's wonderful people there. There's wonderful energy. It assists you in moving forward. And like I said, you don't have to be in attendance at the time of the Zoom call. It is recorded and you can have it sent to you. It'll be sent to you the very next day, if not that evening. The only one that I don't usually send out is the interactive, and that's because we are interacting. We are talking and sharing and the experience, so you're not able to connect in quite as good on a replay. So 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, see? Well, I hope you get some good rest this evening. And I'd like to thank everyone for joining in, and for the schedule for the group sessions. Again, those are on my Instagram, on the Facebook pages as well, on Magic Weaver, as well as this page, my personal page. And hopefully here in the next little bit we get to change it over so that these will be done on Magic Weaver, as well as they are no longer going to be keeping any videos over 30 days on Facebook. So you are able to find every single one of my lives on my YouTube channel. So just go to Rochelle Horvath and you will find all of these. You'll have all the meditations and all the lives that I've done. So hop over there if you ever looking for something to do, or you need a meditation. There was one that particularly you liked, go through, you'll find it. I've got them all labeled the same way I have them labeled on the Facebook. So thank you for joining, and I hope everyone has gotten some release this evening. I hope those wiggly woggly emotions and experiences are going to calm down for you now. And thank you so much to the whales for their assistance today. Everyone have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next week. Good night.